Hello, Jay Williams here and welcome to another video. Now today I'm feeling quite inspired. I've had a bit of a reflection over the last few days about some of the experiences in the past 4 years of my life, which has led to me wanting to create a lot of video and inspire other people through the content which I want to share. Now today I want to ask you, have you ever doubted yourself? Have you ever doubted that you might be able to achieve something? Now, I want to share a story quickly with you about an experiment that I did. I actually decided in the SFM community, there are a number of people who are leaders. I've been a coach in a community. I'm an affiliate marketer for the SFM community, and I consider myself a leader. I lead by example, and so I want to help and serve others in the best possible way. And probably about 18 months ago, not 18 months ago actually, I think it was more like 14 months ago, just before I started my travels around the world, I actually kind of started thinking to myself, like, what can I do to help our community? What can I do to lead these people to living the best possible life? And one of the things I decided to do is to prove to people that you don't need an advertising budget of 5, 10, 15 grand to actually be successful with this particular business model. If you're wondering what I mean by an advertising budget, if you go down the route of affiliate marketing, promoting other people's products, you normally have two options. You can normally do free content, which is things like growing a YouTube channel, growing a social media following, writing a blog, which takes a considerable amount of time and effort and consistency, or you can actually use paid advertising as a way of promoting the particular products that you're actually passionate about. And you do that on places like Facebook paid advertising and YouTube paid advertising. And a lot of our members, because they do want to get their business off the ground and they do want to grow their business quickly, they choose Facebook or YouTube. Of course, we're not talking about 3 months or 6 months. Most people normally take 12 to 18 months to really start to get some traction in this particular business. So I just want to frame that correctly. So I decided that I was actually going to allocate an advertising budget, and I believe the advertising budget was around £500 a month. So I committed to the community, I announced this publicly, that for the next 6 months I was going to commit £500 in advertising budget to promoting the Six Figure Mentors affiliate opportunity. Now, I also promised that every day I would catalogue this in a daily diary, and at the end of each month I would actually release it to the community. The other thing I declared I would do, because this is what you have to do in business, is I declared I was going to reinvest anything that I made in month 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 back into my monthly marketing budget, so I could continue to grow my marketing, grow my email list and scale my marketing. So when I jumped into this, I did month 1. I actually spent like $1,473 before I even got my first sale in this. And I'm quite an experienced marketer. I've been doing promoting different products for a while, and I understand the concepts of marketing. But what was happening was I'd created a video, I had a target market, someone I wanted to attract. Chances are it was someone like you who is now watching this from my email list, or maybe even someone like my YouTube channel. And I set out to try and craft the message that would attract you and serve you and help you to see the potential of a business opportunity or an education such as the Six Figure Mentors. Now, I put this video out and I run it, and I run different advertising. I tested lots of different things. I spent $1,475 before I even got a result. Now, in marketing and business, you've got to understand that you have to test different things to figure out what works. And it's very, like, this doesn't happen very often, where you literally put out an advert on Facebook or YouTube, or put something out on the internet, and voila, all of a sudden the cash register's going cha-ching, 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 and you make a load of money. Like, we both know that's a little bit of a fantasy, and that doesn't happen 99% of the time. So I put this video out, and every single month I would document what I was actually doing. And after $1,475, I started doubting myself, but because I had the community holding me accountable, I continued to push and continued to come up with strategies to help me in my self-doubt, to push me forward, to take more action. And so what I did is I looked at my marketing efforts, I looked at the data, looked at the funnel, because data never lies basically when it comes to marketing. And I actually discovered that there was a point in my marketing efforts where people weren't proceeding any further. I made a slight change to that, and the next day I got my first sale. Day after that I got 2 more sales. Day after that I had like 3 more applications, and then someone joined as a member of the SFM. Now this continued on and on and on over a course of 6 months, and some days I really didn't want to do the work. I really didn't. Some days I was super pumped and I was motivated. Now what eventually happened was, after 6 months I basically turned $3,000 and after reinvesting all the money I made into $14,200, because what happened after 6 months, I got to a point where my video wasn't performing the way I wanted it to. I was running a video ad on YouTube and the video really wasn't performing, and I started to doubt myself. I really started to doubt myself. I was creating new videos, I was continuing to take action, but the cost of making sales was going up, my profits were going down, my lead cost was going up, and as this continued to happen, I started to doubt myself even more. Now after 6 months, I give up. I stopped. I didn't really give up. I completed the experiment and proved a point to the community that you didn't need tens of thousands of dollars to make money with this business model. But what actually happened to me during this period is a massive valuable lesson around self-doubt. Because what happened next was I started to blame other things, blame the traffic, blame my videos, it doesn't work, blame the system, instead of actually taking responsibility for my own failures. And what that led to is some procrastination, led to me feeling quite overwhelmed and not really clear on where I was going with my business. Maybe you can relate, maybe you've been through something yourself, or you've got massively overwhelmed with all the opportunities available out there, and it's taught me some valuable lessons around self-doubt. And one of the big things I've realized since then is that I've had to come up with strategies to actually deal with self-doubt. And you'll know self-doubt is a dream killer. If you've ever wanted to do something and somebody said something negative towards you, that's planted a little seed in your head, which has led to a few thoughts of self-doubt. And the more you thought about it, the more it escalated, and it led you not to taking any action. Now, what I want to do is just show you on screen now. I'm going to show you 4 boxes, and on the 4 boxes what you're going to see is, this is a model that I learned from Tony Robbins, and there was an interview with Tony Robbins, Franken and John Reese talking about why people never take action, why people like join lots of email lists, look at lots of opportunities, maybe even buy the course, but never actually fulfill and live the life that they really want to live. And the 4 boxes that you can actually see on screen now, the first box that we actually have is potential. The second box we have is actions. The third box that we actually have is results, and the final one is belief. Now, if we look at these 2 bottom boxes here that we have at the bottom, we have results and we have belief. Now, if you start at a point where you're not getting the results that you want in life, the first place you should be looking is, where's your belief at in this whole process? Do you believe in yourself? Do you believe you can actually get the result? Now, if you're flagging on the belief side, next step we have the potential box. If you don't believe in yourself, do you ever think you're going to fulfill on your potential? The answer is no, of course. Now, if you're a human being, you have unlimited potential. Now, if you don't believe you can fulfill on your potential, are you going to take any action? Of course, the answer is no. Now, if you don't take any action, what result are you going to get? You're not going to get any result. and you're never going to live the life that you actually want to live. And what happens is this just goes round in squares or circles and circles and circles over and over again, and it leads to us never pursuing the life that we want to live and never living the dream that we actually want, whatever that might look like. Might be more time with your family, might be more freedom, more flexibility in your lifestyle, whatever it might be. But self-doubt is a dream killer. So there's some ways in which to actually deal with it. The first one is to acknowledge that it's happening. When you acknowledge you're doubting yourself and you vocalize it, not just in your head, you say it, you know what, I'm doubting myself. What you are then in a position to do is to deal with that, because the first part is acknowledging it and seeing it for what it is. What you're then going to do is start to write down all the things that you've achieved in the past. 'Cause most of the time when we look at, let's say, a business opportunity or achieving something we've never achieved before, we actually, because we've never done it before, we look back, we kind of feel like, well, I've never done it before, like, I'm not sure I can do it. And we forget about all the great things we've done in the past. Like, I've done things in the past and gained skills in the past that have massively helped me in my business, but I didn't see them that way at the time. So the second thing you need to do, start acknowledging some of the things you achieved. I used to have this little pot, and my girlfriend Vicky, she's awesome, she came back from New Zealand. She went to New Zealand for 6 weeks, and she come back with a present, and it was basically a money jar with like all the Maori markings on it. And she bought me this one pot so that every time I achieved something, I'd pop it in the pot. Pop it in the pot. Write on a little piece of paper, pop it in the pot. Filled out my first ever tax return, pop it in the pot. Made my first 20,000 in sales, pop it in the pot. Got my first lead, got my first sale, whatever it was, pop it in the pot. And by doing this, by writing things down, I could then pull these out and I could reflect on all the awesome things I've been able to achieve. And what slowly starts to happen is you slowly start to chip away at this self-doubt. Now, the third bit of advice I give you is if people doubt you, use it as fuel. Use it as fuel. Like, you must have done this before. I've done it before where people have doubted me and I've gone, I will show you. And the amount of people I speak to who have built entire business empires on I will show you is incredible. Use other people's doubts and skepticism to fuel your own fury and your own belief in yourself and prove those motherfuckers wrong. Okay? Don't apologize for swearing, but basically lots of people doubt you because it ignites something within them. Like, I come from a very small village back in North Wales here in the UK, and when I started to push beyond what everybody else was doing, the norm, I actually joined the Air Force and served 9 years in the Air Force when I started a business. Everybody was hating on me, everybody was doubting on me, everyone was trying to pull me back. Now, why is that? See, most of them were coming from a place of love. Normally it's people closest to me, friends, family. But the reason they're pulling me back is because I was acting as like a human mirror for them. I was highlighting, they were looking at me, and they were seeing that I was taking action on the things that they feared taking action on most. And it showed something within themselves. It was no reflection on me. One of my mentors, JJ, who's one of the leaders in the SFM, he says, what other people think of you is none of your business. Really awesome point. But what I'm getting at with this is use other people's doubt to actually fuel you and your belief in yourself. Now, there's a lot of other ways you can actually help with self-doubt, but ultimately those are the three main things. So, number one, completely forgot what it was. Acknowledge self-doubt for what it is. See it for what it is. It's just a thought. We have thoughts all day long and they last seconds. I can't remember what I said 30 seconds ago. Thoughts, just thoughts that happen. It will come and go like the clouds do in the sky, but acknowledge it. Acknowledge it's there and you're suited to deal with it. Number two, start writing it down. Write all the good things that you've achieved, that you've done, that got you to where you want to be right now. There are some awesome skills you've learned along the way, you just can't see them, and how they've helped you along your journey. Acknowledge the results that you've got in your life. If you have children, that is awesome. You've been able to bring up a child. If you have a boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, wow, you've done a good job of building like a relationship with one of like 7 billion people in the world, and you've got them to fall in love with you and marry you and have kids with you. That is incredible. And then finally, number 3, when other people doubt you, use that as fuel to actually push you forward, to drive you to build the life that you actually want to live. Don't give up on your dreams. Tomorrow, I'm going to be creating a video which talks about the dream killer. And I'll be touching on this briefly tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the dream killer. But self-doubt is one of the biggest reasons people never submit a trial to join places like the Six Figure Mentors or an application, or join for that matter, never even take a look, because they don't believe they can do it. I'm going to tell you that I have self-doubt. People like Stuart Ross, Jacob Seck, all the leaders in our community, every single person I know has self-doubts, but they don't stay there. It's how they deal with them that counts, and that's what allows them to push forward and build a life that they're already living today, or the life that they want to live in the future. So from me, I hope you found this video valuable. Believe in yourself, fulfill your potential, take massive action, and get the results that you actually want in life. If you've got any comments or questions for me, feel free to reach out to me at any point through email, or just comment in the comments box below. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you soon for another video. Bye for now.